Hello guys and welcome to My Finance Teacher on YouTube. By the end of this video where we'll look at the possibilities in gold price, if you think this video is useful or even just a little bit interesting, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Now, a quick review of what we saw on the gold chart last week is a gradual increase in the gold price until it reaches somewhere just above 1240. 1240 is actually a relatively strong resistance zone based on a couple of factors. 1240 is the 38% retracement, Fibonacci retracement of this slide down we've had all the way since April, and 38% might prove to be a resistance zone. And additionally, 1240 is potentially a resistance zone just based on the chart itself. A previous low in mid-December last year was at around that price level as well. So based on these couple of factors, gold price might continue moving upwards until it faces this resistance at around 1240 or so. After that, I think the gold price will have to cool down for a while. Additionally, remember there is a rate hike. Market expectation for the rate hike in early December, it's in the middle of December, is around 79%. So there is a rate hike somewhere in the middle of December, and that might pull down the gold price as well as the tax loss selling. So that might give us these two relatively short daily cycles in gold, and the next one I'm hoping is going to get us somewhere to 1300, 1309, 1310, something like that. That's one possibility for gold price moving forward. However, I see another possibility, and that's what I want to have a look at. What we see on the gold chart is actually, one might notice a pole and flag formation here. And very often a continuation of a pole and flag formation is a continued rise, a measured move, similar to what has happened to the price while it's forming this pole and flag formation. So price has moved up from around, well, let's say 1180 to about 1230 or so. Within this formation, that's a $50 rise, and from here, from around 1230 or so, a $50 rise will give us 1280, something like that. And it's just under 62% Fibonacci retracement, plus it's just under this potential chart based resistance zone. So that is another possibility for gold over the short term to rise all the way up to close to 1280. After that, again, as I mentioned, in expectation of a rate hike in mid-December, gold price is going to come down, plus that will be the time frame for this daily cycle to enter the declining phase, its declining phase. So with tax loss selling somewhere in November, December, we are probably going to slide down on gold price. And after that, we're going to enter the next daily cycles advancing phase, which again, as I mentioned, might bring us close to 1309. That has very often been a resistance and support zone over the last many months. So for that reason, I am eyeing this level again over the next couple of months. That might be somewhere around the Chinese New Year. So to summarize, whichever of the possibilities takes place, we still have some rise in gold price over either all the way close to 1280 or just above 1240, and after that we need to slide down towards the Fed rate hike and finish our daily cycle. The next daily cycle might bring us to 1309. These are the two possibilities for gold. And now what I want to address is one of the questions from the viewers of the previous video. Given that these are the possibilities for gold price, what do I think about silver? Well, let's have a look at gold and silver charts and how do they correlate over the last well, let's say 2-3 years. These are the intermediate cycles in gold. This is a weekly chart since 2016, since late 2015, early 2016. And what do I see here if I compare this chart with this one? This is again intermediate cycles in silver, this time on a weekly chart for silver for the same time frame. What do I notice is very often these intermediate cycles finish and begin in the same week for both gold and silver prices. Although there are some exceptions. There is an exception at the moment in the previous cycle. For gold, the previous cycle has finished in the middle of August, whereas for silver, that cycle extended longer than for gold, and it looks like it finished in early September. However, generally these cycles move together. Another thing that I want to notice on these cycles is there is greater volatility in silver price. For example, as you see, gold price ranged within sort of 30% range from this bottom of 1050 all the way up to 1370. That's about 30% range. Whereas for silver, this range is about 49% or so, from 13.7 all the way up to $21. That's about 50% range. So there is greater volatility in silver price, and as you see, within these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intermediate cycles, the percentage gains in gold in early 2016 were 23% versus 31% in silver. In mid 2016, gold rose by 13%, whereas silver increased by 32%. In early 2017, gold increased by 14%, whereas silver increased by 18%. The next intermediate cycle in gold gave us 13% gain, whereas silver gained 18% from its low to the top. And the previous cycle in gold only gave us about 10% gain, whereas silver rose by about 12%. So even though this outperformance of silver over gold seems that it has diminished over the last year or so, it still is present. So for that reason, I expect some sort of outperformance in silver going into the future towards probably the Chinese New Year. That's January, February, something like that. And if I expect gold to rise to, let's say, at least 1310 over the next several months, from the level of around 1163 or so, that gives us a 12% gain. If silver outperforms even just a little bit, if silver gains, well, let's say 14% gain compared to its recent low at about 13.9, that gives us something like 15.8 on the price of silver over the next several months, and it still looks good enough compared to where silver is at the moment at about 14.7, something like that. So that is my view on gold and silver. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and have a nice day.